Mr President, my question without notice is to the Deputy Leader of the Government, the Minister for Education and Early Childhood Learning. Given in June you re-announced a primary school in Gregory Hills, which your government previously promised in 2018, when will planning documents be submitted and construction commence?
Mr President, I thank the honourable member for his question in relation to the new primary school at Gregory Hills. Again, the commitment from our government to build a new school, in fact, in an area where it's needed. Once again, part of our infrastructure pipeline going forward, seeing record investment in schools right across New South Wales, Mr President. As the member would be well aware, because I actually think someone from the other side asked me about it at the time, I visited the site of the new primary school in Gregory Hills in June this year with the former Premier to announce that funding for construction. The site was secured earlier this year. Planning is well underway, and we're working to deliver this program as expeditiously as we can, Mr President, because we on this side understand the need for new schools in this area of southwestern Sydney. In fact, Mr President, we've already delivered new primary schools at Barramurra, Denham Court, Gledswood Hills, and a new high school at Oran Park, as well as other major upgrades, Mr President. So, as I said, we are a government that delivers. We understand the importance of building schools in southwestern Sydney, and Gregory Hills is one of them.
Honourable Mark Buddegie on a supplementary question.
Mr President, I thank the Minister for her answer. If she could just elucidate on that part of her answer where she said that planning is well underway, would the Minister be able to elaborate on what sense of a timeline that gives us, given that it's well underway and presumes a certain maturity in the planning process, when construction might actually commence?
Minister.
Well, Mr President, I'll repeat what I've said in the past and even today in relation to our school infrastructure projects. And I will say I'm pleased that in his original question the member did reference that this was a commitment in 2018, because those opposite before have tried to claim it was a 2012 commitment as well. So I'm pleased that they agree with the 2018 date, Mr President. That's good. That's good. Well, you probably should have done it before then, so if you want to get into that. But, Mr President, my point is that we upgrade...
Okay, order. Look, okay, the repeated interjections are disorderly. The Minister has the call. I don't really want to call people to order, but I will if you keep that progress up.
Thank you, Mr President. So, as I said, we update school communities and local communities regularly as we progress through phases in relation to our new and upgraded school builds. We will do that with the community at Gregory Hills, like we have done for all of the projects that we have delivered in that part of southwestern Sydney.
Thank you, Mr President. I rise to take part in this Take Note debate, in particular with regards to the answer of sorts that was given to my question regarding the delivery of Gregory Hills Primary School. Members who have been listening will know that we have been campaigning on the delivery of this school for quite some time. There are residents out there, Mr President, who were promised this. The official promise was made in 2018, but there were residents out there who moved out there on a promise from the developer and the government that the school would go in 10 years ago. There's a whole generation of kids who have missed out on a local accessible public school on the basis that the school would be delivered, and after all this time and all this attention, the Minister can't even give us a construction date. And I think the media release on the website, which is there for all to see if you want to click on it today, speaks volumes in terms of the ambiguity of when we'll actually see this project delivered. After a flourish about what a great job they're doing, New South Wales Government is increasing its investment in public education infrastructure. We heard the Minister repeat this today, with its funding for 44 new and upgraded schools. The second paragraph then goes on to say, early planning for the new project is underway. And I tried to tease this out in the supplementary question to no avail. Early planning considers a number of factors, including demographic trends, educational requirements, the condition of existing school buildings, catchment boundaries, site sizes, transport links, and partnership opportunities. So if you were a member of the public or those people out there waiting for that school, Hannah Braga has been one of the women who's been leading that campaign out there to get that school. You'd read that paragraph and you're thinking, Well, hang on a minute, they've put it in the budget, but I read that and it looks like that it's still ambiguous about whether or not it's actually going to go ahead, because it depends on a number of factors: demographic trends, educational requirement. And then when I ask a question in this House and the minister can't even give me a straight answer, despite advising us that planning is well underway about when even construction will start, what do you expect those people out there to think of this government? I know what they think. They don't trust them, and they don't trust them to deliver on that school after all they've been through. It's absolutely unbelievable, Mr. President, that after all this time and all the lobbying and all the campaigning, that the government can't even tell us when a school that's been needed for 10 years is going to start construction. It's absolutely unacceptable, but we won't stop until we see it materialise.